Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Factor 50 Football Podcast. We've been away for a little while, and of course, nothing has happened in the world of football. Oh no, that's right. We're watching the biggest bottle job in history right before our eyes as Arsenal implode. It's very funny, isn't it, Mike? It's very funny. Joining me today, as always, is a man who watched Arsenal lose to Bournemouth in St. Pauli and then threw up in his entire suitcase in disgust. True story. That's right. It's Michael Grantham, the Arsenal fan. How are we doing, Mike? Feeling all right?
Fantastic, mate. Did you say there's been some football on?
I think there has been some football happened.
I must have missed that.
I can't wait to get to this. Do you know how many messages I've had from people saying, I can't wait for this episode and just see Mike's reaction to everything?
That's the thing. I know that there's several people listening or watching this episode just because Arsenal are now shit. And they're not even Arsenal fans. They're like City fans or United fans.
Well, obviously.
Maybe that's the secret to getting more listeners. Like, your club needs to be rubbish and then you have a little cry about it. That's how a lot of like fan TV channels get popular, isn't it? Like, their team just go to pieces and then they all moan about it and people like watching it.
But we'll get to Arsenal in a bit. Okay, so settle in, listeners. It's coming. Don't worry. We're going to ask Mike his opinion on things. But first, we'll dig into what's been happening in our lives. And I guess the biggest thing that's happened since we've been away has been my stag do. And I survived. I'm still
You're
here.
Alive. Yeah.
I'm alive.
I was going to say, unfortunately, then. Bit extreme.
What every best man would say.
Well, are we sure it was your stag do? Are you sure it wasn't my stag do? By the way, like, punishments and things seem to be handed out, because that's how it felt.
It was the running theme of the stag do that everyone kept saying it was Mike's stag do. So even before we'd started drinking, I'd convinced half of the people on the stag that Mike had to do a punishment because he made us fly from Heathrow, which is his local airport, and everyone else
it's not that local. It's not that much further from my house to Heathrow than your house to Heathrow.
Miles away. How long
it's
does
a certain number
home?
Of miles, but it's not many. It took me about an hour to get home.
Right.
And it takes you, what, an hour and a half?
You stopped and did a big shop, didn't you, on the way back?
A little shop.
Yeah, little shop.
But that was, including the stop, probably like an hour and 15. So it wasn't, it's not just down the road. Basingstoke to Heathrow is a fair old drive.
It's not. But the stag was good, wasn't it? We enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
I know you were the only person who threw up, I think. I didn't throw up at all.
Really? Did no one else?
I don't think anyone else
was
sick.
It wasn't alcohol induced. It was I tried one too many times to watch Victor Gyökeres try and control a football, and then just that last one, that's what did me.
I have to tell this story as well. So Mike is really good at planning things, right? And he was very excited about the stuff he planned. One of the things he planned is he booked a sports bar for us to have drinks in. It was a great sports bar, brewed their own beer. They did towers of beer. We're enjoying it.
They were nice.
We booked it for 3:00, but we went down a bit early to watch the Arsenal game, didn't we? So we went down a bit early, settled in. It was dead. We watched the Arsenal game. But the whole point of booking the table was to watch the St. Pauli Bayern Munich game because we couldn't get tickets to the game. That kicked off at 6:30. So we were there at 1:30.
I thought it was 5:30. There's time difference, isn't there?
And then the people who worked at the bar came over to us after we'd been sat there for 4 hours just drinking nonstop and saying, you have to move now and leave because someone else has this table. We're like, what? But we're here to watch the game. There's the whole point. No, you have to leave now.
I didn't realise when you book a table, like you obviously get it for that time and then you only have it for, what did they say, 3 hours or something we could have it for. Yeah. So they were trying to move us on like half an hour before kickoff, which was great. But then coincidentally, there was another table outside that someone else had just left that wasn't booked. So we just moved from that table to that table and carried on.
We left one member on the table, didn't we? So David fell asleep at the table. So we all left him there on his own.
And there's a series of photos in the WhatsApp chat of all of us like next to David asleep, like
Yeah. That
with
was
him in the
great.
background.
Really good. Really
Not a
good.
big fan of football.
No, he's an American. He's not a big fan. Not a big fan.
Different game over there, isn't it?
Yeah, different game. And I think people have maybe seen the video. If you haven't already, Mike's done a short on YouTube. But yes, I did have to do a park run at 7. Well, it wasn't 7 a.m., but I had to get up at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And
7 a.m. in the
you gave me
morning.
a nice little fancy dress costume, didn't you, for me, mate?
It was nice, yeah. So there's a run. We can't really get into the running joke of the koala, but there's
No.
a running joke in Farrell's wedding WhatsApp chat of koala-based photographs after our friend and our good listener, our
Yeah.
original only listener, or Coxie in that. Coxie sent a photo of, I can't remember if we've explained the koala, but Coxie sent a photo of himself with a koala for some unknown reason. I don't know why the koala was there. And since then, that's kind of taken off. So Farrell had to do the park run on his stag do dressed as a massive koala, like a big inflatable koala outfit, which I think looked pretty good, actually.
It was difficult to run in. It was incredibly sweaty. When I took off at the end,
Yeah.
it was disgusting, like dripping.
Yeah, toweling that thing down outside when we got home. It's more of a joke on me again, really.
Yeah, you do.
I'll clean that for you. Fucking stank. But it was
One
good
of my
fun.
favorites. The stag finished, and we were all in the airport at the end, just trying to get home. And I swear there was about a period of an hour when no one said a word. We just sat there, just depressed.
Just couldn't be asked to move or talk or say anything. Yeah, that was a dark time. It felt so long as well. Like it felt like it would be hours before we got home, and it's only like an hour and a half flight.
I know, but the waiting around is a long time. Isn't it?
And when you've been drinking for like 4 days, it's all just a lot, isn't it? Just want to go home.
Well, the plan was, well, my plan was on Sunday was to go to a spa and have a nice time, or at least chill out.
That's not how stag do's work.
Well, the last night ended up being one of the
Hindu.
heaviest. I want to go on a Hindu. The last night we ended up playing drinking games where every punishment was a shot. So we ended up having like 10 to 15 shots each on the last day when we're flying.
I don't know whose idea it was to go and buy. Someone went downstairs, didn't they? Because we were bang in the middle of the St. Pauli area, so we were above like a bar, a really quiet bar at 3 a.m. And someone went downstairs and bought like a bottle of something, Sambuca. Oh, yeah,
it was Sambuca first. Yeah,
someone else went and got another bottle, and then every time you got something. I know we were playing bullshit, wasn't it? So every time you either got called out or called somebody out incorrectly, you did a shot. On the last night as well. I thought it was really good fun, but that's not a Sunday night activity, is it? That's a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah, that's like big exciting day. And we've been in the pub all day anyway. Like I had my first beer on Sunday at 11 a.m. So
wasn't it an Aperol Spritz we started with on a Sunday?
Well, no, because some of us aren't pussies, mate, and we had beer as soon as you woke up. Whereas you're like,
really?
No, I don't want that. Yeah. So Jarv went to the fridge and opened up a Beck's, and we had a Beck's.
Oh yeah, I did not have one of them. That's disgusting. I've got standards.
Yeah, and I have to say as well, I know we've talked about stag a lot, but the last thing I have to say is, Mike, on the first, when we were flying to the airport, was an absolute letdown. So what happened was we stayed up to about 12, half 12 in the airport bar because we were staying over the night before, and we were flying in the morning. We had to get up at 4 a.m. I remember because we were staying in the same bedroom in the airport hotel, and you were just chatting to me. And at one point I went, Mike, you need to stop talking. We need to sleep because we're up in 3 hours.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, you had 5 beers and was smashed. So we woke up after 3 hours, and Mike was so hungover in the airport. Like, you said it was the worst you felt for the whole stag.
By a mile. I could not. My favourite beer in the whole world is that pre-flight holiday beer. So I ordered one because everyone else ordered one, and I could not. I think I had one tiny sip, and I was like, nope. And it was lucky we were like just over from the toilets in Heathrow. And I just kept going back and forth, like trying to be sick or about to be sick. Nothing happened, unfortunately. I think I would have felt better if I'd been sick. But that was horrendous. And that was the worst I felt the whole holiday. After that, I was fine. But you set the tone, don't you? just like you do in a game of football. You set the tone for the rest of the weekend.
Got to.
And then I just got bullied for the rest of the stag do. But it was good fun.
It was good fun. You did a great job as well, mate. So well done. You did a great job.
Of course, yeah. Thanks.
Shall we get into some football that's been played? I feel like we should. So I want to start with, throughout these podcasts, you might sort of developed a catchphrase of saying, the quad is on. And now I realise what you meant. What you meant was the quadruple is you finishing in second place for 4 years running. That's
Very
what
good.
That's what quad is.
And listen to what you don't know. The reason we haven't podcasted for 3 weeks is because Farrell was trying to think of these jokes. That's how long it took for these excellent jokes.
ChatGPT is great for this.
Yeah.
It's really helps me out. So come on then, mate. Break it down. So I want to go back to a little bit to Bournemouth. So when we saw that in St. Palace, so losing to Bournemouth, and then we'll fast forward to the City game. How have you ended up in this position where you're going to bottle the league?
We're not going to bottle the league. Like we
You're
may
going
not
to
win
bottle
the league. I still think we're going to win. I've been back and forth on this a lot. Weirdly, I was probably lower or more pissed off after Bournemouth than after City. Because I thought we played well against City. But starting on the Bournemouth one, again, like the Bournemouth game was just rubbish. Like, I'm not saying they weren't trying, but there was no creativity, no real way of attacking. The trouble we had against Bournemouth was the front three, and I hinted on it in our intro. Just can't. The technical level of Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli is not good enough to keep the ball. So as soon as it goes forward, it just comes back. They're good at certain things, but keeping hold of the ball is not one of them. There was some stat we had, I can't remember what it was now, but basically our chance creation, open play, so ignoring set pieces and corners, which obviously is our strength. It's about 1 XG created per game. If Gyökeres and Martinelli are on the pitch at the same time, that number comes down to 0.2. So basically, our threat with both of those players on the pitch at the same time is almost zero. And that's exactly what happened against Bournemouth. And I think it's that. So it's the start 11 combined with everyone was just bang out of form and no one played well. Pretty much front to back, nobody came out of that game looking good. And we deserved to lose as well. Bournemouth were really good. Alex Scott was good, scored a very good goal. The little prick.
Few people after, isn't there?
Yeah, Bournemouth deserved to win, so couldn't do anything. I remember at full time of that game, sat in Astra Sports Bar. The full time was when I just downed my beer. I hadn't done it. There was no punishment. I was just so furious. And then I immediately forgot about the one good thing about being away when your team plays shit is you can then just forget about it, and you don't get the piss taken out of you by 11 football fans of other clubs.
You can drink your sorries away. That's fine.
So that was the Bournemouth game. That was rubbish. But the City game, I thought.
How were you feeling going into the City game? So you've just lost to Bournemouth. You go, right, this feels because it was billed as a title decider, wasn't it? Going into it, there was so much pressure on.
I didn't think of it like that. I felt and obviously the media doesn't spin it this way, but I felt like City are the ones who have to win. A draw is good for us. A win, obviously, very good for us. A win and it's pretty much done for us. A draw heavily favours us, and a win for City, which is obviously what's happened, now makes it. We're not level on points. We're still 3 points ahead, but with City's game in hand, we're basically toe and toe now, and it becomes like a shootout, doesn't it? Like a 5-game shootout. So going into it, I felt like the pressure should have been on City, but because of their experience and getting titles over the line and their extensive cheating, they're pretty
I wonder how long it'll take.
I wonder
how long it will take to that to come up.
Yeah. So I didn't feel too bad actually, and when the lineup came out for the City game, I felt really good. That's the lineup that everyone wanted to see. He finally put Eze on the left, started Havertz up front, and Gyökeres was benched. Who else do we have? And
That's what you have.
Odegaard was back.
Yeah. I just want to pause you there as well for a second. So,
Yeah.
for listeners at home, so Mike didn't watch this game live. So, Mike was going to visit his parents. So, he turned his phone on airplane mode. So, he didn't get any messages coming through from anybody. And he went home in the evening. So, the game had finished and he watched the game because he recorded it. And what happened was, so Mike's partner, Bev, messaged us about 10 minutes into the game, and Mike had said to Bev, I think we might win this. And it
I
was
was sure. I was really, really confident.
and it was like me and my one of Mike's friends, Ian, were chatting, going, well, we know that Man City are going to score soon, and it's going to be hilarious, and his dream going to be crushed.
It was about 2 minutes before City scored.
Yeah.
That I'd said to Bev, the worst thing has happened. I've got hope. I believe we're playing really well, and we were playing good, and then City score, which is kind of what they do. But then we get straight back into it, don't we? And the Havertz goal was just good pressing. That was one of the things that was most noticeable about having those players on the pitch. Our press, the thing that we are supposed to be really good at, was brilliant. And having Havertz and Odegaard back on the pitch rather than like Eza central and Gyökeres pressing, the press was just bang on. And we won something, I think it was like 4 high turnovers in the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes of that game, which we haven't done for ages. And obviously against City, who play out from the back very well, that's really good.
Well, I think Donnarumma is, if you are going to press goalkeeper, you got to press him because he's a great goalkeeper, but actually with his feet, he's not one of the best. He's okay.
No,
he's not one of the best.
So yeah, it was first half was good. You could tell by the end of the first half, we were starting to fitness levels were starting to struggle because Odegaard's just come back. Havertz is still not fully fit because he was out for like best part of the year. You could tell they were starting to slow down a little bit, but still we played quite well. I think we had across the whole game the better of the big chances. I think Haaland missed a decent chance, like from the edge of the box, just fluffed his lines. There was one moment as well where he played Semenyo in. I think it was Haaland played Semenyo in at the start of the second half, and Semenyo just, I think he slipped or took a heavy touch or something. So that was a bit of a let off. But like we hit the post twice. Havertz had a one-on-one, like decent save from Donnarumma. Mosquera early in the first half, I think it was, put a header over from like 8 yards out, unchallenged from a corner, which he should have done better with. And then the big one, pretty much the last kick of the game, or a minute before the end of the game, Havertz's header. Trossard, like that cross from Trossard, you cannot do anymore as a wide player. It was on Havertz's
in the goal.
forehead. Yeah. And that was the moment, like, as soon as he's fizzing that ball in, it's fizzed in, there's pace on it, there's whip on it, it's going, you can tell by the flight of the ball, it's over the defender, and Havertz is in front of his man, and I'm like on the edge of my seat about to explode. Because a 2-2 draw would have been a brilliant result, and I think we were worthy of a point, and he puts it over the bar. And it's really hard to, obviously you don't want to draw any conclusions now because the season's still going on, but if we get to the end of the season, like that moment is going to be haunting Arsenal fans' dreams, probably until we win it again.
There's been a few of those moments, hasn't there? Do you know, I was so tempted. Obviously, I knew the result and you didn't. I was like, I might just drive to Basingstoke and just watch this play out live.
Just stand outside with a sign saying 2-1.
Just literally at your window, like, there you go.
I mean, fair play. I would have admired that.
Yeah, it would have been commitment to the cause. So what do you think? So you lost. Do you think you lost because, and I agree, I think you played really well. Did you lose because Pep's just experienced, or actually we're reading too much into it and this was just luck of the draw, Man City put away their chances?
It's not luck, but yeah, it's taking chances, isn't it? Like Haaland was ruthless with his finish. Cherky scored the first goal, didn't he? Which was a good bit of skill and a nice finish. And the chances we had, we either hit the bar or put it over. It's just finishing. On another day, we could win that game. One of Havertz's criticisms is that he's not like a lethal finisher. But I still think I'd start him up front every time because of the other stuff he does for us. And although his finishing wasn't good, he still scored. So, so it's just taking your chances. And we didn't do it. We weren't ruthless enough. The rest of our game was pretty good. I think I would have liked us to be a little bit sharper when we win the ball back. The first thing we do after that, I think sometimes we were a bit slow getting it forwards, or a bit too loose in possession. So like Erdegaard, Eza, sometimes the first pass after we've won the ball back, the next thing you do, I think there were chances to either play it forward quicker or just be better on the ball and keep it better. Other than that, like I was struggling to really criticize anyone. I think defensively we were a bit more open than normal, but I don't mind that because we've been so blunt attacking wise. You need to sacrifice a little bit of solidity if you're going to go forward and create chances. And I'd much rather see that kind of play than the stuff against Bournemouth. So it's hard to be too critical after that result, but you've got to take your chances if you're going to beat Man City at the Etihad, and we didn't. So that's that.
Yeah. Okay. And I was having a look at some stats beforehand. So Guardiola in April wins 71.4% of
Yeah,
league
it's
games
mental, isn't it?
typically, and Arteta in April wins 39.5%. So
Yeah.
like Pep just knows, he's got the know-how, he knows how to do it. It feels like you guys are running out of steam. I think you're right. So blunt in attack. You've sort of got away with it throughout the season because you've been excellent at set pieces. And, Yoko's had a bit of form maybe a month ago where he scored in 2 or 3 games, but he's just not at it. He's nowhere near what you need. Do you think that lack of goal scoring threat could be a downfall? If you look back at this and say you didn't win the league, you put it down to one thing. Is it that lack of killer instinct up front?
I wouldn't say it's killer instincts, but I don't think Gyökeres. I think the plan for this season was Havertz would be our centre forward, and Gyökeres would be the impact sub, or he'd come in games against like lower league opposition, lower teams down the league, and bully their defences. And I think he's kind of burnt out because physically he's not used to 38 games of Premier League. He's also he looks physically like an absolute beast, but he's not really, like, it's all upper body strength, and his lower body strength is not brilliant. So holding the ball up, he doesn't do it. Like, he goes up for a duel and you're not winning that ball. So I think the thing is, like, you want to be critical of Gyökeres, but he's been available all season. He's still scored 19 goals, which is quite good. And if you think about who else we should have bought instead of Gyökeres last summer, like, who are we getting? There was obviously Sesko was the other one, but he's hardly been. I mean, he's a bit younger, so could develop, but he's not been, unstoppable. Isak was the big one, who has done next to nothing for Liverpool. Obviously, had a big injury. Other than that, I don't know who else would have been available. The one thing that I do think about is in terms of how our squad is built now. Did we need to buy Madueke and Gyökeres? So last season, Ethan Nwaneri broke through on the right wing as Saka's backup, and then obviously had to start because Saka was out for ages. And he scored 9 goals as a 17-year-old. Could we not have kept him as a right wing backup option rather than bring him into the middle of the pitch and saying, you're now a central midfielder, which I think he will end up being. But can we give him one more year as Saka's right wing backup, not bought Madueke or Gyökeres, and put that 100 million quid or 110 million quid into maybe an Isak or Alvarez last summer? And would we be in a better position with that squad build up rather than you got 2 players in Madueke and Gyökeres who are kind of good at certain things, but there's big gaps in their game, or you just get rid of them, one less player, but you've got a world class centre forward. And obviously, I don't know whether Alvarez was available last summer. Isak wanted to go to Liverpool, so that's not possible. And 110 million wouldn't have been enough. But you start to question, did we buy the right players? I think Eza's good. I think he's undoubtedly a good signing, although he struggled to get on the pitch sometimes this season. But yeah, I do think, could we just have bought could we have got Alvarez last season? Maybe we're going to go for him in the summer. I don't know, but it's all ifs and buts at the moment. I'd like to have seen that, but there we go.
Okay. And the other big controversy in the game was Gabriel and his headbutt on Haaland. Do you reckon he should have been sent off?
Yeah. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, he's off, and I can't believe that. And the whole I can't believe I'm gonna
You're going to
not
defend the
back Man
referee?
City here, and I'm not defending the referee, but like obviously he's given a yellow. And there's the rule, isn't there, about like the referee makes a decision, gives yellow, and VAR can't intervene.
Can't
Why not?
intervene. I
Why
know,
not?
silly.
Oh,
Yeah,
just because that's how it is. That's how we've always done it. Well, then fucking change it. It's stupid, isn't it?
yeah.
But yeah, as soon as he like leans in towards Haaland, it's not a headbutt because they're like head to head and he's pushed him. But you see that as a red card so often. And I think if Haaland had fallen over, the ref would have sent Gabriel off. And then the big problem with that is I don't think it would have changed much about the game because it was late on and we were already 2-1 down. But Gabriel would have been, that's violent conduct. He'd have been out for 3 games.
Yeah.
And what does that then do to the rest of our season? Like that's arguably a bigger problem than just being sent off in the City for the City game. Because then we'd lose him for is it Newcastle at home next and the other 2. And who then comes in? Like then Hincapie's probably got to come into left centre back or Calafiori if he's fit, but he's injured again. What would we do then? So I think we're lucky that Haaland didn't fall over, basically.
He spoke about it after the game, and Haaland said, like, I didn't want him to get sent off, so I didn't make a meal of it. So fair play to Haaland.
And I respect that. Like,
yeah.
The whole game, they're like smashing into each other and pulling each other's shirts and stuff. And like, that's fine because the referee can't be like, oh, well, that's a foul and that's a foul. Like, they both could get sent off in 5 minutes. If they're both fouling each other, let it happen. Obviously, if there's something egregious, like a headbutt, I think Gabriel should have been sent off. I'm not mad that he wasn't, though. I just think he was very lucky, basically.
He was lucky. I think in the law of the game, I think it was a red card, but I'm all for players staying on the pitch. So I actually think the referee did. Yeah, it was a.
I think the ref generally was quite good in that game.
Okay. So we've got to a point which I did not see coming, which Man City are now, like you say, 3 points behind with the game in hand. Let's say they win it. You're level on points with Man City. The goal difference is so close. I think you're 1 goal ahead on goal difference.
Yeah. But they've got a game in hand, obviously. So
so City could go ahead on goal difference. Bloody hell. What a great title race we've got. I can't wait.
Oh, yay. So just what I wanted, it to be really close.
Do you genuinely still think you're going to win the league?
Yes.
Is that a hopeful yes?
So if we'd have played the same way against City as we did in the League Cup final, or as we were playing against Bournemouth in the last couple of games, I'd probably be pretty hopeless right now. Like if it had been another kind of limp, no chance creation, rubbish performance, I wouldn't be feeling very confident because then that's how we're playing. There's no sign of change. But the way we played there, the players we had back in the team, we've still got Timber, Calafiori, and Saka to come back as well, if they make it. Oh, God knows what's going on with their injuries because Arteta just doesn't say anything. With Ødegaard back, if he's going to play Eze on the left, I like that. If Havertz is now fit enough to be starting games up front, I think we definitely are good enough to win our last 5 games. Because we've got like pretty decent fixtures left. I know City have as well, but I'd say ours are slightly easier. Like the games we've got, we're definitely capable of winning if we play like we did against City. So, and if we do that, I think we'll win the league because I don't think City will win all of their games. And if they do, then it comes down to goal difference, doesn't it? That would be lovely.
Have you got the mentality though to see it through? I think you're right. Capable of winning games. But mentality at this point is massive.
Well, I don't know.
And
so this is the whole thing because I've been back and forth a lot, like from absolute furious rage to backing the team. But if it turns out that we don't go over the line and we don't win the league, you have to look at ourselves and the players and the manager and the club. And every single fan will have every right to just like tear into the team, the players and the manager especially, and ask like, how have you bottled it? Like there's no defense of in previous seasons, there's been reasons why we haven't won the league. This season, we were, 8 games to go and we had the chance to go 12 points clear. If you don't win the league from that position, there's unless every single player falls over with a torn hamstring, there is no reason why you can't win the league and shouldn't win the league. So fans have every right to be absolutely furious in the summer if we don't win the league. But right now, if we're jumping to conclusions and thinking, oh, they're going to fuck it up now, then we've already lost. Like, if we just down tools as fans and sort of abandon the team and the players when they probably need the most support at any point in the season, then we've already given City the title. So I'm trying desperately to just be positive and believe that the players will start winning again.
Okay, I feel like we've talked about Arsenal a lot, but I do want to ask you one last question. So
Right.
let's imagine a scenario. It's the end of the season. Spurs have stayed up with the last kick of the game.
Don't do it, West Ham. Come on.
Man City win the title in the last game of the season. What happens to Arteta at that point?
What do I think would happen, or what would I do?
What would you do?
Depends who's available. Like, I wouldn't sack him.
So you would consider a potential if someone good was available, let's say a Luis Enrique or something was available. Would you consider swapping him?
If I think the more likely thing is Arteta would think, like, I've gone as far as I can and I can't get over that final step. And it might be like a mutual. I don't think the club will sack him. I don't think the club should sack him. We're not that sort of club who are just like, oh, you've lost 3 games, like Rossini at Chelsea is going to get sacked, right? Or Igor Tudor at Tottenham. We have proven we give managers time, and I don't think they would sack Arteta. But I do think he might think, well, I've done as much as I can and I can't get it over the line. It's time for a change and a refresh of the squad and the coaching staff. But if it was my choice, I wouldn't sack him. I don't think there's many managers better. What is going on here?
Who's this? Oh, hello, Ryan Ives, somebody from the Stag Do who just so happens to be a Man City fan. Hello.
What a coincidence.
That is a coincidence, isn't it? Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, we were just talking about Arsenal bottling the league, Ryan.
Okay. Yeah.
And they lost to Man City. It is a good subject. Mike was just saying if they lost the league, he would consider Arteta moving on and replacing him with somebody else. What do you think?
Really? I think if you win nothing this year, I think that is the only option. I feel like that's got to happen. And I feel like it will happen. I agree.
Interesting. Okay. And what did you make of the game, Ryan? Were you
I
buzzing?
had a lovely time watching the game.
Yeah. Tell us all about it. Listener, if you don't know, Ryan is a Man City fan.
Yes. Thank you very much. I for my sins, but I enjoyed myself very much on Sunday. I had a really good time with our mutual friend Nick Blower as well, another City fan. We watched it together. Had a lovely time. I mean, overall, we were actually just the better side, though, weren't we? That is the thing. It came down to two times.
What game were you watching? 2
powerhouses going up against each other. One was better, one was worse, and that was kind of.
And the worst one won. No, I think you're better. You were more ruthless. You finished better, but we created more bigger chances in the game. We should have scored more.
All joking aside, I think the big chances that were created in the game, I think Arsenal had one more. I think on the stats when it came to it, and it was just that we put the 2 away. You only put the 1 away. You had a lot of posts and near misses, but that little bit of extra clinical edge, which City always seem to have at this time of year, paying dividends once again.
It's amazing what cheating 115 times can achieve. Unbelievable.
Hey, you want to talk about cheating? What about the clear red card that you should have had?
Oh, we just spoke about that. Yeah, no, and I agree. He was lucky not to go. He should have been sent off.
Arteta knew it. Did you see how when it happened, I showed his reaction? He looked back and you could see he was thinking, what the hell have you done, you stupid child?
What are you doing?
You've ruined everything.
The thing is, like, Gabriel, when he joined Arsenal, he had that in him, and he had that, like, bozo gene, and he's done so well at getting rid of that. But on Sunday, he just, like, he let I think the battle with Haaland just got him, like, his blood boiled, and you could kind of see it coming. He was going to lose it.
Generational.
He's done so well in the past, but he should have. It was head loss. He shouldn't have done it, and he was lucky not. And I was just saying, if he had got sent off, he misses 3 games, and that would be huge for the rest of the season. Like,
it's not really even about that game at that point. It's about what's coming up, guys. Think about the bigger picture.
Yeah, and he lost his head a little bit there.
Yeah.
So Mike was just talking about how he's desperately trying to stay positive, and hopefully
we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
You can just hear the doubt in his voice when he says it. You can hear it. So, what do you think as a City fan? Do you reckon you've got it in the bag now? You've got the edge?
Personally, I thought since I remember saying to my cousin who's a Liverpool fan, um, on the eve of the Carabao Cup, on the eve of the League Cup, I said if we win the League Cup, this is the momentum shift, because it's just something about this time of year and how it runs and how it plays out, that it just felt like the momentum would swing in that way for a City side. And obviously since that game, Arsenal haven't won a game other than the Sporting game, of which it was a 1-0 over
Yeah,
two
we
legs.
won we're in the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
know
in the
you're in the
Champions League
Champions League
semi-final?
but other than that, obviously the English side of things hasn't been, there's just the momentum's completely gone and it's swung in our favour. And I just think momentum is always the biggest part. That's why we had our blip early in the season. Momentum wasn't with us. Certain players weren't clicking, or new players hadn't quite found their feet yet. And now it seems to be like Pep's got him back into the form he wants them in. Obviously, majority of the players that we have are fit and ready to go. Always makes a big difference, of course, as well. Um, Whereas I think Arsenal are now regrouping again. And I don't know, I feel like it could go down to the wire, though, which is what we all want to see, regardless of how it pans out. We
No,
all
it's
want to
not.
see it go down to the wire. Well, yeah, maybe there's no one mine wants to see, but I want to see it go down to the wire. I want a last day of the season mega game again, like we've had many times before. So I do think City will see. I've actually put a bet on. I put a bet on for the double. So for the FA Cup and I did it before the Arsenal game. So I haven't done it now. I did it before the Arsenal game at the weekend. I am that confident in the fact I feel like the turnaround's happened now. Unfortunately, Mike.
That
Sorry.
is pretty big. That is pretty big. Okay. Well, I actually think you'll both drop some points before the end of the season. So I can't see both of you winning all 5 games. I just don't think that's going to happen in this league. So whoever holds their nerve, let's see what happens.
The
Yeah.
next game, obviously not Burnley tonight as we record this.
Yeah.
But I think going forward, obviously, Newcastle for Arsenal is probably one of your bigger banana skins, even though they're really out of form. And then we've obviously got Brentford and Bournemouth, I think, haven't we? Which are, again, both two teams that are, they're flirting with the idea of European football
Yeah.
and want to get there.
I do think you've got a couple of teams to play who have got a lot to play for. Brentford, Bournemouth. The Bournemouth and the Everton away games are where I'm pitting my hopes, because they're two good teams. Maybe Bournemouth less so at home. I think they're better away. But like, if you win both of those games, I mean, there's no reason why you can't win the other ones. I think you'll beat Burnley. The next time we play, you'll be top, because you're going to stuff Burnley, and then after that, it's pretty much a straight shootout, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think none of the games really align either, do they? I think they're all kind of on separate days.
You go, we go, yeah,
kind of thing.
that kind of thing.
But that makes it a real interesting push-pull as things go.
Yeah.
As a neutral, I bloody love it. It's great.
Do you have
sitting down there in third place, looking up at us?
Yeah. Do I have a That's a good question, because it is.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I know he has a preference. I know the answer to this question.
I do have a preference. And I might get slaughtered for this as a Man United, but I want City to win the league, because they've done it so many times, and I just don't want Arsenal to win the league. I think, and I spend every week with an Arsenal fan. I think Arsenal fans are honestly the worst fans in the Premier League. I bloody hate them.
You've watched an episode of Arsenal Fan TV and you're going, oh, they're all like that.
Oh no, it's not even that. I watched the Overlap fan debate. They're on there. They're just so annoying. They're always moaning about something's against them. And they're not to
not
win.
All of us.
And also, like, Man United aren't great, and it's nice to have another team that's not winning something. So that's
the reason. Like, any neutral wants City to win because it's easy to justify. It's like, oh well, they've won it 17 times before. That's fine.
It's not just
if
that.
Someone new wins it's like, oh, why haven't we done that?
Yeah.
The biggest reason this season, it's just so bloody funny. If you bought,
I can see that. Yeah,
it is just so hilarious. You will be the biggest joke club ever.
This will be the worst. Well, that's the thing as well. I think for you, this is the worst one. Obviously, of the ones that you finished second to in recent time, this is the worst one, isn't it? Which has got to be this
would be the only, without doubt, this would be the only like inexcusable second place finish. There is no technical, tactical, physical reason why we shouldn't win the league this season, other than we've absolutely fucked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the direction it feels like it's heading in.
It does, but they've got to turn it around. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
And we'll take the double. The Premier League and Champions League double is fine by me. I'll survive with that.
Is that
Right,
is that or nothing, is it? So even just the Premier League's not good enough now. You need both.
No, like either one of those two trophies makes this season a success, but that is the only way you can make this season a success now. Like, we have to win one of the two. Both would be lovely, but I'd take one of the two.
I agree that the only way that this is a success now is that you have to win one of them. Definitely.
Yeah. And it's so weird. We could literally have the greatest season in the history of our club by winning one or both of these trophies. Or it would be probably arguably one of the worst seasons in the history of the club.
Yeah.
I know we've probably had seasons years ago when we got relegated from the top division. I would say this is worse based on what it could have been and what it would turn out to be if we don't win anything. So like with 5 games to go and the season could literally be up here or down here. And that's why Arsenal fans are so nervous, because there's so much riding on it.
I think it's because of that the squad's there. You know that there's potential to have done this, and to have done it. Actually,
they're definitely good enough to do it.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it hasn't happened.
Arteta needs to light some more fires or something, mate, around the training ground or whatever the bloody alley does. What a weirdo!
Hold some more pens as well.
Yeah.
No, we need to do some more cheating, like City,
and
then we'll win stuff.
Don't knock it till you tried it. So could be the secret ingredient.
Yeah, the secret ingredient is crime.
Ask any gangster, they'll tell you the same.
Yeah,
it's true. Well, Ryan, we thank you very much for coming on to the Fact 50 Football Podcast.
Yeah,
our
thanks,
first
Ryan.
ever guest, everybody.
Yeah.
Ryan, the Man City fan.
Always welcome to have me back, depending on how the fans react.
You mean fan singular, Ryan?
Yeah, and that's me. So I'll be saying, bring him back, bring him back.
like.
What do I need to do? Do I have to exit with the red button, or do you kick me out?
I think you have to exit with the red button. I don't know what you do, mate.
I will try that. And hopefully it works.
Just leave already.
Just leave already. just like Man City. That's what Mike's thinking. Just leave already.
Just get out of here.
Well, wait till the charges are settled, and you never know. That might be what you get. So
we'll get the trophy in the end. Yeah.
In the end.
So it's about to kick off.
So Bye, Ryan.
See you later.
See you soon.
Bye. Well, that was
a lovely surprise. It's amazing how they all come crawling out of the woodwork, isn't it? When things start going against Arsenal.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, okay.
Wonderful.
We might have a few more surprises up our sleeve, but let's see how things go.
Lovely. I didn't know that was happening, listener, so that was great. That was good fun.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, well, we spent a long time talking about Arsenal now.
Yeah, that's basically a whole Arsenal podcast there, isn't it? Should we do a bit of United stuff?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so United beat Chelsea away from home. Good result. Happy with that?
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear that we rode our luck a bit. I think Chelsea probably were the slightly better team and had the slightly better chances. But it was a really important win after the diabolical loss to Leeds, where we lost 2-1. So it was a big win for Carrick, because I think if he lost this game again, there would have been talks about, okay, he just can't cut it. He's had his run. He's had the new manager bounce. Now it's going away. But, winning this again goes, okay, you can get him up for it. I thought Kobbie Mainoo was awesome in this game. He's the one player in our squad who you can give it to where he's completely under pressure in tight spaces, and he can find his way out. He can protect the ball, and he always passes forwards. He's not one of these ones who just pass it sideways for any reason. I thought he was really, really good. Obviously, there's talk about him getting a new 5-year contract, and it's just incredible that we were not playing this guy for half the season.
What was Amorim seeing on the training pitch?
I can't. It's obviously a system thing, surely, where he's gone, it just doesn't fit into my system. Fuck your system, mate. Your system was shit.
Didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't work. Like, he's an amazing player, Kobbie, and I do think if he had been playing like this since the start of the season, he would have had a much better shout with England and potentially even starting in there. I know Elliot Anderson's probably going to get that start, but if Kobbie was playing like this, I reckon he could have done it. So I thought it was very good. Bruno got man of the match. So Bruno Fernandes was very good again. His his way he set up the goal was really good. So he was out wide. It looked like he was under pressure, and then he somehow managed to wriggle free, put a ball into the box. It probably wasn't for Cunha, but he puts it in a dangerous area, and then great finish by Cunha as well.
Good finish. Yeah.
And Cunha's really come into his own. He's coming up with some big goals recently as well. So pleased with that. I do think, and I mention it all the time, we are still so reliant on Fernandes. If Fernandes has a good game, then we tend to win. If he has an off day, which of course he's going to at some point, we really struggle. And yeah, I think that's an issue.
I wanted to ask you about Bruno. Let's talk about Bruno, unlike the song suggests. So he's 31, 32 at the start of next season. 300 grand a week, something like that.
Yeah.
And his contract expires in 2027. So start of next season will be like the last year of his United contract. Would you look to sell him and like get some money before like his last big move? Would you extend his contract so you've got like an extra year or two? Or would you just like keep him at the club? He sees out his contract and then goes at the end of next season to somewhere else.
I don't think we should sell him. Like, yeah, you can get some money for him, but we'll be way worse off. So you shouldn't cash in on Bruno. I do think the Salah situation is probably going to have an impact on this. I think United top dogs would have seen that play out and go, okay, we've got to manage this pretty carefully. Otherwise, it could get a bit
Will
messy.
They, though? Or they go, let's just do the same thing.
Yeah, do the same thing. Let's not learn any lessons.
Yeah,
just do it.
Ignore that.
Yeah. So I think what will happen is he won't sign a new contract, I don't think, this summer. We'll go into next year, and then we'll probably see how it goes. And then the idea would be maybe giving a 1-year extension. Obviously, Salah had it kicked off and he got a 2-year extension, but then has ended up in it short and just having 1 year. So I think at this stage, you get 1-year extensions. It should be the case. But Bruno, obviously, he might not. He might go, show me some love. Give me what I deserve, and he does
show me the money.
So I think it's a difficult one to manage, but I think if we can wait until next season and then maybe give him the 1-year extension, that would be how I'd like it to play out, and then see how he goes from there. But whether it will or not, I don't know.
Yeah,
not too sure. And what I loved as well I'm not big on social media, as you know, Instagram from us our social media exec, but I did like it on Instagram where they put up a picture of was it Luke Shaw put a picture or Codman put a picture of shoving Garnacho to the ground and put a caption saying massive result. And I think it was Angry Jin who put on it saying, who's that Argentinian twat on the floor? So
it's not been a good move for Garnacho.
No, it's really not. And the players really went in on him in the game as well. They were really hard in the challenges, which was really good. The result could have been even better. So I was looking at the table and the results at the time, and right before the end, Villa weren't winning, so they were drawing to Sunderland. Liverpool weren't winning. I was like, fucking hell, this is it. Champions League.
Last minute winner, yeah.
But I do think with the 1-0 victory over Chelsea, and then Chelsea having lost 3-0 last night, or at the time of recording, potentially when this goes out, Chelsea losing probably means it's all tied up. I think we've got Champions League football in the bag now, which is a big, big result for this year.
I think so. And a couple of weeks ago, it looked like it could go right down to the last game of the season in terms of who finishes top 5, right? But Chelsea just dropped away so badly, which is hilarious, that there's not really a champ. There's a big race for European football now, but the top 3rd, 4th and 5th kind of look like they're done, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably done. So great result for us. Gives us much more flexibility in the transfer market next year. I'm excited to see us back in some European football. The break between our games is outrageous. We don't play again till Monday. It's just so long.
Long time.
This game.
I'm absolutely dying for that for Arsenal. Just like a full week of rest. That would be lovely. We've so many weeks. We've had every midweek. Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. Like, just give us a week off. And we've got that now.
And losing doesn't help, does it? So
no, it makes it feel really, really long till the next one. But we haven't lost many this season, so there you go. Last question on United, just briefly. I was looking at the top scorers table, and I noticed, so United got a lot of players who've scored a good amount of goals. So you got like Sesko, Cunha, Mbeumo, Fernandes, I think, and even
Yeah.
Casemiro. They've all got like 8 or 9 goals in the league.
Yeah, Casper's doing great.
Do you think in the summer, I know you signed a lot of attackers last year, but do you think the thing you're missing is like that 20-goal guy, centre forward, or is it something
Everyone's
else?
missing that. Everyone's missing that. I think everyone wants that, but I think in the modern way of playing, you do tend to have more forwards rather than strikers who probably chip in with, hopefully, all chip in with double figures, and then you've got the sort of goals that a striker would score. I think if you can find a 20-goal a season striker consistently, then great. But that is Haaland or Harry Kane. They are the two that do that. But everyone else is just forwards. I do think we need more forward options. So actually quite light in that area. Like Xerxes will probably go at the end of the season. He's just not cut up for it. So I think we need another forward. Because otherwise we're relying on youth, which I'm all for. But, Lacey's the person on the bench quite a lot and he's just not ready yet to come in. So,
no, I agree. I think there's links as well. Have you seen the links this morning with Aurelian Tchouameni?
Yeah, Tchouameni, yeah, which I think is a good signing with the centre midfielder.
He would be good, but it's basically they're saying midfield is where you want to strengthen.
Which is when we did the directive football episode. That's why I wanted 2 midfielders.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to spend 120 million on Cole Palmer and him to be absolutely shit.
It's not going to happen. Even though Chelsea obviously are not going to Champions League, and what was it Palmer said the other day? He came out and said, "If we don't get Champions League, it changes everything." Yeah. So maybe could be available.
As if he's a Champions League level player. Anyway, should we whiz through the any other business? What's happening in the rest of the league?
I think we're gonna have to whiz through this without too much chat on it.
Yeah. Let's do Spurs. That's what we're talking about mainly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they going down?
I still think, and I've got no rhyme or reason for this because they've literally not won this year. I still think they're going to stay up, and I think unfortunately West Ham will go down. Even to the fact like yesterday,
I really hope they don't.
Karen Brady come out saying she's leaving West Ham. There's just like, I don't know, a bit of uneasiness. I think West Ham have got the harder fixtures as well.
They've got some tough ones.
Like Tottenham, I think will find a way. Obviously, in this game, it was so funny the way Xavi Simons celebrated, and then
I love that.
It was back to what you were talking about on the previous pods with Richarlison, where he scores.
He went full Richarlison. You never go full Richarlison, man.
And it was so really good. Funny, really funny. I mean, behind classic you, Spurs are the biggest joke this year, so it's very
behind us. We're top of the league in the semi-finals of the Champions League, mate. It's not all bad. They are. They've done it to themselves, really, just with all this incoherent transfer and manager stuff. And I don't know. I do think West Ham have got tough games, and I do worry they're not going to get enough points to stay up themselves. But Spurs just don't seem to be able to buy a win, even when they're like 95th minute and 1-0 up or 2-0 up, or whatever. They find a way to drop points. So I don't know. I'm hopeful they go down, but. West Ham worry me. I do think one thing I would say now, I think Leeds and Forest have done enough. I think they'll get, they probably both need another win to be completely sure, but I think they've done enough. They'll be fine. It's between West Ham and Spurs, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But it's exciting. Exciting at the top and at the bottom. It's looking good.
Yeah. Nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking in North London, let's put it that way. Everyone in North London is shitting themselves. The sewage works in North London are just like they're on overtime.
Just like the ones at St. Pauli. Okay. Should we can talk about Rossini, I think, another time. I think we should move to prediction.
Prediction time. Yeah. If we really want to.
So obviously we've not done predictions for a very long time. So we predicted Arsenal versus Bournemouth. I predicted 1-1. You predicted 2-0 Arsenal. Obviously, Bournemouth won that game. So both got that result wrong.
Didn't happen.
Man United versus Leeds. I predicted a 2-0 Man United win. You predicted a 3-1 Man United win. So we both get minus points. Wow.
Who would pick 2 away wins out of those 2? You got first and third in the Premier League at home, and you go in 2 away wins. Should have put some money on that. You get good odds.
I've worked out, and I think this is right. This is my 3rd week running where I've got minus I've I've tried to
3 in a row.
predict 6 results, not even perfect scores. I've tried to predict 6 outcomes.
Just result.
Got them all wrong.
Wow.
So let's
of
go.
2 teams who are towards the top of their division as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty mad, isn't it?
Win most of their games.
Yeah.
So this week,
so
it
this
is a
will be
big
good.
game.
It bodes well for this week. Let's do this.
It does. Big game for you. Arsenal versus Newcastle. What are you going for, Mike?
Yeah. 3-0 Arsenal.
Oh,
I'm going all in, baby.
He's so deluded. I think you're going to drop
we're
more
back.
points. I think this is going to be a 2.
That would be title done.
I'm going 2-2. I can't see you losing,
Desmond.
but I think you'll got points. Desmond 2-2.
Okay.
So then I'm going to predict first.
That does fill me with confidence because you're so terrible at predictions.
Yeah, that probably helps you out. Man United, Brentford, I think, are in 6th place at the minute. Is that where they are in the table?
I think Brighton are 6th and Brentford are... Yeah, Brighton are 6th.
Brentford are 8th.
Brentford are 8th, but they're level on points with Chelsea in 7th and only 2 behind Brighton. So very good season.
Yeah, we're at home. I've got to go for United win, so I'm going to go for 2-1 United win.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think Brentford will nick a point because I think like your players won't be as motivated as they could be because it's kind of pressure's off a little bit now. I think you need like two positive results out your last 5. I think a draw will be fine. I think Brentford will be bang up for it because they've got a lot to play for. So I'll go draw.
Yeah, okay.
So that basically confirms Brentford are going to win that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is it done for another Factor 50 football episode. The long-awaited Mike reaction to Arsenal bottom in the league. You have just listened to that.
I hope you enjoyed that, everyone.
I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week where we hope that more drama has happened in the Premier League. And
let's have our next special guest. I'm going to recruit an Arsenal fan for our next special guest.
Yeah, just watch you both crying after you lost to Newcastle. Great fun.
Excellent.
As always, follow us on social medias, leave us likes, comments, shares, whatever it is, please. It massively helps, so massively appreciate that. And we will see you next week when we will become more regular again, we promise.
We'll be back next week.
Taking some fibre tablets. We're going to be regular as anything.
And there's the poo chat right at the end.
You missed it.
See you next week.
Bye.